So today I'm going to dispel a rumor on Airbnb, a very prevalent rumor, and that is keywords don't matter on Airbnb. What's up, Airbnb Nation? I'm Danny, your friendly and reliable Airbnb guru. I'm doing well today. I switched out my battery in my microphone. I know I've been having sound issues. If they've been fixed with this simple change, let me know with a thumbs up or a comment. Somehow communicate to me that this is working. Let me lower this a little bit. So today I'm going to dispel a rumor on Airbnb, a very prevalent rumor, and that is keywords don't matter on Airbnb. I'll say that again because it's very important. I did a little search online and I'm seeing it come in from all over. Search word, keyword, placement, density in the title, in the description. It does not matter on Airbnb. The confusion comes via the traditional SEO folks, the guys who go on your website and make you rank high in Google. Now, Airbnb is not Google. I wrote a blog post on this here. Just go to my website and type in, I think, type in Google and it'll come up first. And it tells you, well, Airbnb is not static. It's dynamic search. For any two users, the search is going to be different. I explain why that is. So give that a check if you want to, if you don't believe me. But I'm going to dispel that rumor via logic, and we're going to go on Airbnb and we're going to test out how this works. Now, as I said, where the confusion comes from. So on Google, keyword density matters. Because on Google, there's websites that sell and do a bunch of things. So how do you communicate that to Google? Is you tell Google via the site title, via the text, the headings, the description of the website, hey, I'm selling a vacation rental in San Diego. So you're gonna put that in your website because not all websites are selling vacation rentals in San Diego. And this is the key. On Airbnb, everyone is selling the same thing. So you don't need to tell Airbnb, hey, I'm a vacation rental in near San Diego Beach. You don't do that. It doesn't work like that. We're going to, in fact, test that San Diego Beach. Now, if we want to look at the app, if you go on the app as a guest, it's going to allow you to search via the destination, via a landmark, and via something else, but not keywords. You can't search by keywords. Let's hop into Airbnb actually right now. So on the desktop version, you see the location. Well, okay, first of all, it's location. So the majority of people are searching for location. I think the only people who are using this box to search is SEO folks. So if we let's type in San Diego Beach and do a search there. We won't add any dates or any guests. We'll just do a simple search and we're going to test out, well, how many places have beach in their title? So 10 of the 20 places have beach in their title on page 1. Let's see on page 7 how many that is. So on page 7, we have 8. But on page 7, there's not 20. There's only 14 listings on page 8. So there's actually a higher proportion of keywords on 8. And oh, by the way, look at what Airbnb did. They removed beaches and they're now just showing you San Diego. Now the logic in the back end understands that you typed beach, so it looks like there's a beach right here. But your keyword just went out the window. Let's go back to the first page. And let's click into a few of these listings. I'm just going to click on a couple. I'll click on the top 3, and let's go to the bottom here and click on the last last listing on page 1. We got a couple superhosts in there. All right. Now we need to open up and read more, and then I'm just going to search for beach. So here we go. 17. So that's a lot. So that would indicate, well, okay, maybe there's something here. Let's go to the second one. And this one has 0. This one has 0 listings. And this was the highest ranked listing, if I recall correctly. Now let's go to the third one. And there's only 2. And there's really only 1 because the second one is going to be all the way at the bottom here, Long Beach. So that doesn't even count. And the final one is 14. Okay. So 2 listings have none and 2 listings have a lot. Let's go back here and let's go back. Let's close out of these. I'm going to go to the search results, and we're going to go to the 7th page. Now, we'll again click open a few, that maybe the top 2 and the bottom 2, and we can assume if keyword density played a role, I would assume that none of these have much keyword density with the word beach. This first one has 15. This one has 7, 2, and 5. Okay, now, keyword density doesn't play a role. That's proof right there. Let's go back, and because you can search for landmarks. So let's say we want to search for the Eiffel Tower. So the premise here is the guest is searching. Most guests are typing in a location. Airbnb even suggests this on the homepage of the desktop. The vast majority of guests are typing in location. So if the vast majority of guests are typing in location, why would your keyword density matter? Answer, it wouldn't. What matters on Airbnb, as I said, everyone's selling vacation rentals. So what would that matter? Everyone is searching for location and price. What matters on Airbnb, a bunch of things, but what predominantly matters is ratings. It's rating. That's it. It's obvious. But that's what really matters. There's also a little subtleties. Price per bed makes a difference. But really, it's the ratings, because we're all offering the same thing, vacation rentals. Well, how can we differentiate ourselves? Ratings. So let's go, Eiffel Tower. So because I can search for landmarks, says Airbnb on the mobile app. On the desktop, it doesn't even, you see how when I'm searching Eiffel Tower, and earlier when I searched San Diego Beach, there's no San Diego Beach here. It's specific beaches, locations, but it's not a search term as it would be on Google. But nevertheless, let's go Eiffel Tower. I'm not going to click one of these. All I'm going to press is search. Now, Eiffel Tower is a landmark. So you can search for Eiffel Tower. But what we're going to do, and I'm doing this live with you right now. I didn't test this before. What we're going to do is we're going to see, let's assume it's a landmark, so you can search by landmark, as is evidence up here. Eiffel Tower is still here. It adds the location. If Eiffel Tower was, if it mattered the keyword density, because we're assuming on page 1, we already know what on page 1 is based on the ratings predominantly. But then there might be a second category. All right, ratings, but what if everyone's really highly rated? Then maybe it's keyword density. So let's give it a test. We'll do the same thing as last time. First 2 listings on page 1 of search and the last 2 listings. And then let's go to 15th page and let's do the same thing. But first, okay, so these ones up here are the first page. So, you know what? I wanted to go back to the first page. Let's do the title thing. The video will be back shortly, but Reishi and Luna really had something to say. Eiffel Tower, so 19. So that's a strong suggestion. Okay, they all have it. Now, it's a landmark, so that makes a lot of sense that people put it in there. But assuming they're putting it in there for the search rank boost, for the keyword density, then this confirms that. But let's hold on there. Let's see how much is in here. Okay, so there's 6 keywords in here, and listing number 2 has only 3. And remember, there's really only 2 because the third one is going to be all the way at the bottom. It's going to be link at the bottom. Okay, the third listing has only 1, and the final listing has 7. Okay, so you should already be convinced keywords make no difference for you. I'm saying this because I want you to focus on what's most essential. That's your hospitality. That's the offline guest experience. That's the actual optimization of the listing. When a guest gets on your listing, make it easy for them to absorb what am I getting for my money? What am I getting for my money? Tell me very clearly what I'm getting for my money. Be honest, because that's going to affect your reviews. And that's it. It's not any harder than that. Let's go to the last page just to prove my point once again. Okay, so now we are on page 15, and we're going to do the same thing here and just click open a random set. Well, we're going to do the last 2, and then as this is the last page, let's do another one here. Maybe this one in the middle, and then we'll go to the top, and we'll do the top 2. There's a superhost, so that's good. And we will check for the keyword density. So if you remember, the first page had, some had basically none, 1 or 2, and some had a lot. So this last page, this one has 2, this one has 3, Coffee Time has 2, or has 5, excuse me. This one has 1, and the final one has 3. Okay, so In summary, keywords don't matter on Airbnb. The guest cannot search via keywords on Airbnb. That's mostly why it doesn't matter. Some people will argue that keywords matter because if someone is searching Google for San Diego beaches, then your Airbnb might be likely to come up in those search results, because it is true, an individual listing does show up in Airbnb search results. But any keyword is going to have a lot of competition on Google. So if that's your strategy, I think it's going to be ineffective. The reason why, we already know Airbnb is different than Google. The reason why a Google web page has to have keywords is to communicate to Google what your web page is about. What are you selling? But on Airbnb, we're all selling the same thing, vacation rentals. So thus, keywords don't matter. What does matter is your specific location when the guest narrows down the map, your ratings matter a big time, and your price matters, because those are the three things that a guest is searching for, also number of beds and bedrooms. Now, if you were to take one of Airbnb's listings off and you were to create a private website for that, a booking direct website for that, well, in this case, then keywords do matter, and you would want to put keywords in to let Google know, hey, this is a vacation rental, we're in San Diego, we're near a San Diego beach. When someone is searching on Google with keywords, they can identify your website as relevant to that search. I said all that to say this. We want to focus our energy, our time, our resources on things that make the most difference. Keywords is not one of them. I just proved that to you with this video. If I didn't prove that to you with this video, let me know in the comments. If you do believe that search terms have helped you rank higher, or as a fringe benefit, maybe they have helped you get a booking, let me know in the comments. I'd be curious to expand my perspective. The top 3 things you should work on, these are the things you should work on first, is going to be your photos, photo layout, cover photo, professional photos, photo captions. I have blog posts for all of these, and I have videos for most of them too. The second is your title. I have an Airbnb title generator. It's free. I'm going to put a link up here. And third is going to be your description, all of your text, not for the keyword density, but for the conversion. And how you convert a guest at a high rate is letting them know as quickly and painlessly as possible. That means no big old, none of this big block text. No one's reading that. Instead, put in some keywords here. In fact, I'm going to go to one of my listings and show you real time how a description should look. All right, I've just clicked open a few of my own listings with regards to text. I don't pay attention to keywords at all. What I pay attention to do is what I just told you. So here, very briefly describing what the unit is. Because it's an in-law unit, someone else lives on the property in a different address. That's important to the guest. They need to know that before booking. There's a call to action, and then bullet point text. Let the guest know really easily. And then I'm identifying reviews with this star here. These are reviews. There's another review here. And then I'm asking the guest to heart my listing. That's a ranking factor. And here we go. Here's another one that I have. Again, I'm briefly describing the property, bullet points, and a little bit of here I decided to put a local tip here. All right. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give me a thumbs up like usual and a subscribe. Until then, I will see you next time. But as always, before I go, let me know what videos you want to do. I really realize that I do like creating videos. I hope I'm good at them. And so I have a bunch of things on the list, but if you want to hear something, you want me to cover something, let me know with the comments. Happy hosting.